Assalamualaikum to Dr. Azura. Our group will explain regarding our group project case study, Coke and Pepsi, Walt Disney and McDonald's. This is the name list of our members. My name is Amirah Najihah binti Rohizan. Our second member is Lo Chiu Fong. Next member, NASHUHAH AULIA. The next member is JAMILIN Rashida binti Jalal. And lastly, NURARINA binti Bahtiar.
Factors that contributed to Hong Kong Disney's poor performance during its first year are Hong Kong citizen traditional culture. People in China were not familiar with the characters since Disney was banned for 40 years in China. Guests' lack of knowledge of Disney characters created a special hurdle in China. For example, it is still hard for anyone in mainland China to know that Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck exist. Chinese tourists unfamiliar with Disney traditional stories were sometimes left bewildered by the Hong Kong park's attraction. Secondly, lack infrastructure. Hong Kong Disney lacks parks. The park received more than 5 million visitors in its first year, but fell short of its target. It continued to drop nearly 30%. This is because many of the visitors complained that the park was too small and there's just a few rides. When Euro Disney turned into hook up the attention deliberating is the geographical region and subculture as properly. However, Disney hook up Euro Disney primarily based totally on the character or American thinking. They anticipated the Europeans to behave as Americans and thrive over the newly designed theme park. They forgot that they had been regenerating a large subject park larger than every other theme park in Europe for the American mentality. They should have calculated the change rate and did now no longer calculate the European subculture. They should have foreseen the issues cited within cite the above bad overall performance elements listed. In the launch of the Euro Disney location, ethnocentrism played a big role. This is because the US considers that Europeans like and interest to come to amusement parks like the people in America. It is supported by American standards as a whole in terms of finance, marketing and even culture. Europeans are very close-minded to the US model as an alternative and it becomes an offense if not addressed in relation to their cultural norms. Both sides have already fallen victim to ethnocentrism. However, the US is responsible for making an exception in this case because the business belongs to them and its successful planning. In order to be accepted, they also had to confirm. Following the approaches used by Disney in various places throughout the world, Disney is clearly needed to improve its cross-cultural marketing skills. While trying to convey a good time perspective to people, Disney could not understand that different cultures had different interests and perceptions of fun and functionality. Thus, Japan welcomed the US experience because they were familiar with the famed Disney characters. It is apparent that each culture reacts differently to things. Whenever it comes to expressing their ideas, the Japanese are known to be humbler and more nurturous when it comes to expressing their opinions. The French also were not first recognized as being culturally distinct from the Americans, and certain changes were needed. This is closely related to the notions of high and low contact societies. Disney makes wrong marketing predictions and are unable to improve service and equipment. The company also ignores the differences in the value of life in different cultural environments.
Hi, my name is Lo Chiu Fong. My matrix number is 277955. So I will present about the question 5, which is what Disney management expectations of success in France and China. Disney become optimistic about their efforts in Europe and China because of its success in Tokyo. The first one is Disney character. Japan citizens love Disney character for a long time, so the characters already ingrained in them. And the next one is a warm welcome from America. Besides, the arrival of Disney from America get a warm welcome, and the excitement can be felt among the Japan's citizens. So the next one is question 6. Reasons for Disney cannot avoid problems in Hong Kong. The first reason is different historical history between France and Hong Kong. France was particularly anti-American while Hong Kong was hurried to develop, so they neglect to study the nations and identify why their park is superior to other park in China while they were at it. The next one is geographical environment. The Disneyland Park in Paris is much larger than the Disneyland Park in Hong Kong. As a result, there are more rides and attractions at Disneyland Paris. Because of the land's constraints, it is not possible for Hong Kong's Disneyland to expand its facilities further. It is the rides and fair stories that distinguish Disney from other theme parks. Visitors desire to lose themselves in a fairy tale and forget about the rest of the world. Hong Kong Disneyland, on the other hand, is much too tiny for the numbers of visitors. So, Hong Kong Disneyland visitors is less compared to France. The last one is where will future Disneyland Park and the implications of the 4 parks abroad. So, we choose Australia. This is because Australia is open-minded citizens and already familiar with the Disney characters and story. The next one is save time and money. Disney management can reduce costs and save times by not tailoring the amusement parks to the local cultures and conventions. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NASHUHAH AULIA with matrix number 276804. Will present about the questions and answer for number 1 until number 4 for Coke and Pepsi. So, rather than waiting for a long time, let's get started. Question 1. The specific aspect of the political environment that play key roles to company performance for both PepsiCo and Coca-Cola India is, first, the Indian government was viewed as unfriendly to foreign investors. In India, consumers had little choice of products or brands and no guarantee of quality or reliability. This is because the policy banning import being sold in India had specified that if an item could be obtained anywhere else within the country, imports of similar items were forbidden. The liberalizations of India's government in 1991 led to trade rules and regulations being simplified and foreign investment increased. Second, the Indian consumer behavior. Coca-Cola and PepsiCo are each global brands. Besides, Indian consumers perceive fruit drinks to be natural, healthy, and tasty. The second problem that becomes comfort with an aid of using each of the agency becomes a sturdy experience of nationalism in India. Number 2. Timing of entry into the Indian market brought different results of PepsiCo and Coca-Cola India. What benefit or disadvantage occur as a result of early or later market entry? The answer is Coca-Cola entered the Indian market in 1958 but didn't perform well. This is because of the following dispute with the government over its trade secrets. Coke chose to leave India rather than cut its equity stake 40% and hand over its secret formula for the syrup. Number 3. Pepsi and Coca-Cola replied in lots of methods to the intermediate of India in praises of its populations and geography. This means that what companies care about India and their company performance. Pepsi and Coca-Cola responses to India's enormity. First, product policies. Pepsi and Coca-Cola are entering the Indian market with products near the ones already in India, but of the companies emphasize Indian consumer taste. The products have similarities with products that are already available in the India market. For example, colas, fruit drinks, and carbonated water. Second, promotional activities. Pepsi and Coca-Cola used Navratri to promote their brands in India. Pepsi offered top-class rides and sweets while Coke gave free passes and vacations. But company used various campaigns for each of regions of India as well as employ local festival and events. Third, pricing policies. Pepsi used a competitive pricing coverage to try and get instant marketplace share. Coke has skimming pricing strategy which result in lower prices. Question 4. Globalization is a policy that both companies have implemented successfully. Give an example for each company from the keys. The answer is, globalization is a combination of global and localizations. Coca-Cola and Pepsi have successfully adapted to Indian culture by implementing that approach. The impact of globalizations may be evident in all promotional materials, such as adverts and marketing campaigns for their products. Coca-Cola's Think Local Act Local approach is highlighted in its campaign marketing during the Navratri festival. The slogan "Thumbs Up, Sobzny Ramjet" is linked with having a good time while dancing. Pepsi gives out 1 kilogram of premium rice for every case of 3,000 ml bottles that an individual reveals.
Hi, I am JAMILIN RASHIDA binti Jalal. My mentee number is 27361A. I will discuss next part about the Coke and Pepsi. Coke and Pepsi confirm their issue with its highlighting outstanding initiative and diversion by partnering with the nation to give assistance in the purification of their drinking water. One method to avoid any possible boycott is to allow individuals who are engaged to learn about these practices and to offer them the opportunity to participate actively. Being a transparent organization may aid in the elimination of unfavorable views that are unjustifiably formed. Furthermore, Pepsi has a better long-term prospects for success in India. This is because Pepsi has better marketing and advertising strategies than Coca-Cola. The case study also stated that Pepsi is more widely accepted and has more market share in the Indian market. Meanwhile, Coca-Cola is involved in Indian government conflicts and at the same time Coca-Cola is trailing Pepsi in the market share. In order to access the Indian consumer market, both companies must pay close attention to socio-cultural, demographic and political aspects of the country. The costumes, trends, beliefs and economic conditions of each market are unique to that particular market. Whenever any of these two corporations wants to enter a new market, they collaborate. First and foremost, Coca-Cola must take a more strategic approach in dealings with the government and work to build a positive working relationship with the government. In addition, it must pay close attention to the investment in high-quality items. For Pepsi, it is important to maintain their goods in line with local tastes, and it should pay close attention to market developments in the region. Celebrity endorsement made for excellent advertising, and the company must stay out with growing trends in the market. Move forward to decision of Pepsi and Coke. The carbonated beverage business in India is experiencing very slow development. In the period of 1999 to 2006, the industry barely had 1% growth. Coca-Cola and Pepsi find themselves in a top position. As a result, given that carbonated beverages are their primary product, switching to a new primary product was the only logical course of action for them to take in order to maintain their position in the market. Other than that, Coca-Cola has decided to enter the growing Indian market for energy drinks. The competition in this market is fierce with established firms including Red Bull and Soap. With its new brand Burns, Coke initially targeted alternative distribution channels such as pubs, bars and gyms rather than large retail outlets such as supermarkets. Our team feels that this approach is advantageous since it makes use of a new distribution route that is presently being used by other organizations in the industry. Those who want an energy drink will not have to go hunting for it in a pub, a bar or a gym, but they will find it more easy to do so at their facility. And the product will be able to position itself even more simply in contrast to huge brands already established in the country.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is NURARINA binti BAHTIAR. My metric number is 272,846. So for McDonald, first question, McDonald should not eliminate Ronald McDonald in its aid. This is because Ronald is a mascot of the McDonald fast food restaurant and their image. Ronald's brand image is too powerful to be erased, and the children and also the others can recognize it straight away. In actual fact, the company must emphasize the fact that cigarettes are always harmful to people's health, and McDonald's provide healthy meals such as salad and fruits, even though it has been recognized as a fast food restaurant that has served junk food. In 2005, McDonald's already launched a healthy lifestyle campaign to promote healthy eating and activities among youngsters. McDonald's should use a different approach or change its approach in promoting their healthy lifestyle ads. For example, their ad should clearly portray health conscious product for children, and the calories and cholesterol detail in each product should be mentioned, and also consequence of eating high cholesterol food. For question number 2, McDonald's, the new law in France give many options to food makers with the addition of strong communication against advertising, paying a tax of 1.5% on their commercial budget to support the healthy eating message. This is because their people are more concerned about their health. It has been revealed that the French government has made a strong law in children's health related product, government aware, and this law forced food makers to pay attention to healthy food and its advertisement. Because the message would not cause any problem to the public, McDonald's did not pay more for advertising, as well as no imposition pulled from the government. McDonald's better product development strategy are followed by healthy, low cholesterol foods. Different ways have been used to promote McDonald's by endorsing new products that can send a healthy message, and it is done in line with government laws. Question number 3. According to all incidents, there is no evidence to show that obesity rates fall in countries that prohibit food advertising to children. They should still focus on food advertising. Whether the obesity rate is falling or not, there is no evidence of a decrease in the percentage of obese children in developing countries. But there is no indication of an increase in the number of obese children. The average number of children with obesity remains the same due to the percentage of pre-existing childhood addiction. However, the government has strong primary evidence that obesity is a dangerous food item. For this reason, McDonald's food advertising is prohibited to children. Obesity rates need time to go down and not abruptly, because caregiver or their parent needs to change diet and adopt a healthier lifestyle to their children. As a result, any short-term data that is unhealthy and does not help a children's balanced nutrition is not accessible at all. The problem of childhood obesity is one of the biggest problems worldwide. People in developed countries eat less traditional foods and do less physical labor, particularly in countries with shorter working hours. For question number 4, one of the issues is that McDonald's portion may be excessively large for children. McDonald's response to this criticism has been the inclusion of fresh fruit and nutrition food such as salad and vegetable on their menus, as well as the introduction of lower portion size to be offered for purchase. Another issue that has come up is the fact that McDonald's cater mostly to children, and some have stated that this is partially to blame for the increase in obesity rates. However, studies have shown that even in nations where advertising is restricted, the obesity prevalence continue to rise. Despite the fact that McDonald's has not stopped promoting, the company is keeping its focus on children. People, particularly children, can include McDonald's into their diet. According to the company, which has animal and songs that encourage a healthy lifestyle, McDonald's did not have devout consumer in the United Kingdom. For example, regular customers were reluctant to confess to their friends that they had eaten at a McDonald's restaurant in the United Kingdom. The long-term advertising adjustments should be maintained since they are effective in causing individuals to think about McDonald's in a new light and making them aware of the company's healthier alternative. There is no difference between McDonald's market in the United Kingdom and the United States. There is, as a result, it should remain committed to the cause for a longer time. McDonald's should pay more attention to the exacting approach. As a result, the current advertising with healthy messaging by adding more well-organized and build up a specific team for healthy mindful advertisement as a better short-term strategy to follow.